These games play you more than you play them. Ever start a game thinking you're in control, only to find out you've been the puppet the whole time? You are watching Top Gum as Whale, where we keep gaming real with the games that actually matter. Let's start with the first one. There is no game. Yes, that's the name of the game. So, we're starting with the biggest liar game in gaming history. This is the game that proudly tells you, right on the title screen, that there is no game. And for a moment, you almost believe it. But then you start clicking around by curiosity, and suddenly the screen reacts. On the same time, a dry, sarcastic, clearly annoyed voice tells you to stop. And that's the trap. The more you poke, the more the game pushes back by locking doors, breaking menus, and pretending to crash. And every little obstacle is designed to encourage you try a different way, ultimately making you think, what if I try this instead? And that's exactly how it plays you. It pretends to be protecting itself from you, but every fake glitch, every fake error, is actually a breadcrumb leading you deeper into its puzzles. You're not just solving challenges here, you're actually falling for a performance, and by the time you come to the realization that you've been manipulated by the game into doing exactly what this game wanted. Now let's move to Fez. Fez is sneaky because it doesn't look sneaky at all. You start as Gomez, this little white creature in a colorful 2D world. You're just running, jumping, having fun, nothing unusual. Then the game gives you this magical red hat, and suddenly, you can rotate the entire world in 3D. That alone feels like the big twist. You think, oh, cool mechanic, I get it. But you don't. Not even close. Because that's just the bait. The real Fez is hiding in the background. Strange symbols on walls, patterns in the sky, cryptic notes you can't read. At first, you ignore them, but then you notice the same markings in different areas. Your brain starts itching. You start writing things down, pausing the game to Google old ciphers, even sketching maps like you're a treasure hunter. And that's how Fez plays you. It convinces you you're done, then quietly whispers, there's more. And before you know it, you're not playing a platformer anymore, you're chasing a mystery that's been watching you the whole time. Okay, One Shot isn't just a game you play, it's a game that plays with you. On the surface, you're guiding Nico, this small, innocent cat-like kid, through a strange, dying world. You're helping them solve puzzles, talk to people, and carry a glowing light bulb that might just save everything. But then something weird happens. The game starts talking to you, the person behind the screen. It calls you by your actual computer username. It asks you questions. It thanks you personally for helping. And in that moment, you're not just controlling Nico. You feel responsible for them. That's how One Shot plays you. It blurs the line between you and the characters so well that your choices start to feel personal. You're no longer picking options because they're correct. You're picking them because you care. And when it comes time to make a decision that could hurt Nico, you're not making it as a gamer, you're making it as someone who knows this little character trusts you completely. That's a heavy place to be. Pony Island is one of those games that tricks you before you even realize there's something to be tricked by. You boot it up and see this harmless-looking arcade game about jumping over gates and shooting butterflies. It's so basic you almost wonder if you downloaded the wrong thing. But then the game starts to glitch. Words flicker across the screen. Menus break. And suddenly, the smiling ponies are gone, replaced by a dark message. You are inside a game made by the devil himself. From that point, Pony Island plays you like a fiddle. It messes with your menus, it pretends to crash, it hides puzzles inside fake error messages. It's not just about winning or losing, it's about whether you can outwit a piece of software that's actively trying to stop you. And the worst part? Every time you think you've regained control, the game flips it again, making you realize you were still dancing to its tune the whole time. This next game is quite popular already, the Stanley Parable, where you play as an office worker named Stanley, whose job is basically pushing buttons all day. And then one day, you stand up from your desk and realize everyone's gone. A voice comes in, the narrator, and he starts telling you exactly what to do. Walk forward, turn left, open this door. And at first, you just follow along, thinking this is how this game should be played. But then you start to wonder, what happens if I don't follow his instructions? What if I turn right instead of left? That's where you realize that every single path, every choice, has already been written. The narrator reacts instantly, sometimes annoyed, sometimes smug, sometimes downright petty. And no matter how rebellious you think you're being, he's already accounted for it. That's how the Stanley Parable plays you. It feeds your need to feel clever, while reminding you that you've been walking exactly where it wanted you to go from the very first step. Undertale gives you two ways to play. You can kill everyone, what fans call the genocide route, or you can spare everyone, the pacifist route. Simple enough, right? But here's where the game flips it on you. It doesn't just react mechanically, it reacts emotionally. Right from the start, Flowey, this creepy talking flower, is there to set the tone. He knows things he shouldn't, like the fact you can save, reset, and replay events. He mocks you if you mess up, laughs when you think you've beaten him, and treats the entire world like his personal toy box. And no matter which route you take, Flowey is always watching, always ready to twist the knife. If you go genocide, the tone changes fast. Areas get emptier, music slows down, and characters you once thought were harmless become terrifying, especially Sans. He goes from lazy, pun-cracking skeleton to one of the hardest, most brutal bosses in gaming, and the fight is basically the game punishing you for what you've done. And Flowey? He'll remind you that you made this world the way it is. If you go pacifist, the game rewards you with warmth, humor, and one of the most heartfelt endings you'll ever see. You don't just win. You feel like you've saved real friends. But even then, Flowey isn't done. He'll break character, speak directly to you, and hint that he knows this isn't the first time you've been here. Because in Undertale, your past always follows you, and Flowey is the one making sure you never forget it. Inscription tricks you right from the title screen. It looks like a dark, creepy card game. Simple rules, a mysterious opponent, dimly lit cabin. You start learning the cards, building strategies, and then the game starts cheating. Not subtly, blatantly. Cards get swapped, rules bend, the table itself changes. You're not learning to win, you're learning to survive whatever the game throws at you. Then it gets stranger. You realize you're not just playing cards, you're playing a prisoner in a room, trapped by this shadowy figure across the table. He doesn't just deal the cards, he controls the room. He'll push you to make terrible choices, force you to sacrifice creatures you've grown attached to, and mock you when you lose. And when you think you've beaten him, the game rips itself apart and turns into something else entirely. It goes from card game to found footage horror to meta-narrative about game design itself. You start digging through a conspiracy hidden in code, watching grainy VHS clips of the real world, and realizing you're not just a player. You're a character in someone else's story, and they've been setting you up from the first move. Inscription doesn't just stack the deck against you, it is the deck, and you never had a fair game to begin with. BioShock is the ultimate trap. From the second you crash into the ocean and swim into Rapture, you think you're in control, exploring, surviving, making choices. But the game has already decided exactly what you're going to do. It just hides it so well, you never notice. It starts with Atlas, the friendly voice in your ear. He's your lifeline in a dangerous city, giving you clear instructions, always ending with the same polite little phrase. Would you kindly, and you follow, because that's what we do in games. NPC says jump, you jump. NPC says kill, you kill. You think you're deciding, but really, you're just moving through the motions it gives you. Then comes the reveal, and it hits like a punch. Would you kindly isn't politeness. It's programming. You're not a hero making choices. You're a puppet following orders you're hardwired to obey. Every victory, every mission, every so-called decision wasn't yours. It was his. And the worst part? You never question it. That's why BioShock isn't just a story about control. It's a live experiment on the player. It uses your instincts as a gamer against you, proves you'll obey without thinking, and then shows you exactly how easily you can be played. And the moment you realize that, you start wondering how many other games have been doing it all along.